So let me explain this, right? Why Zionists are getting their knickers in a twist, right? I've come home, it's night time, I've put my shoes in a certain place, I've left them there, I know where I put them. I go to sleep, I wake up and find that one of the shoes is missing. I later find my slippers have also disappeared, and the other shoe is in an odd place in the house, right? I ask around, like any rational person would do. Where's my shoes? I don't even know about it. Why are my slippers? All of these things that you just ask your family if anything odd had happened. And I trust my family, I know my family. If they tell me something, then I believe them, and no one knows anything about it. Now here's the thing. If you, imagine you, just be rational about it. If you had found, you'd come home, I know you always leave something in a certain place or whatever. If you found something was out of place, was a bit odd, yeah, I mean something was missing. Let's say you put your briefcase in the house at night time, and in the morning no one knows where your briefcase is, yeah? You'd kind of think it was odd, wouldn't you? It is an odd thing to happen, right? And so the same thing happens to me. It's an odd thing to happen. If someone inside the house at night time has not moved anything, if someone inside the house is telling me that they have not done this, could it be someone externally? Now, a rational person would maybe say, well, it's so odd that why would someone come into the house and not, I don't know, rob me blind? Why don't they steal all the, the goodies, the TV or the hi-fi or whatever? No one just comes and just steals, I don't know, one shoe and a pair of slippers. It's a very strange, odd thing to do. And it's exactly what crossed my mind. So if that is the case, then why would I even think that? Why would I think, oh, it's maybe it's a Zionist, maybe someone has entered my house and tried to spook me? Well, the funny thing is, a little while ago I read a book, many years ago in fact, I read a book called They Dare to Speak Out by Paul Findy, and I advise everyone out there, every Muslim out there, to read that book. It's absolutely brilliant. It's an old book now, but it's absolutely superb, because what it does is this US congressman who was targeted by the Israel lobby, what happened is he went around and said, I can't be the only one. Other people out there must have been targeted. And he wrote a book on it. And in that book it documents how Zionists actually went about their business in America to silence, gag, frighten, intimidate, in the most subtle ways, the people who were supporting the Muslims and supporting the Palestinians. And one of the ways they did was to break into people's houses and rearrange something, put something in a different place. And one of the stories I never forget that they did it to, they actually did it to someone who was blind. And that's a really, really cruel thing. So it's not out of form for Zionists. The second thing is, I've had some experience with their intimidatory tactics before. Remember, I've been an activist maybe now 20 years, yeah? So I know, and especially a hardcore pro-Palestinian activist, yeah? And really hard on the Zionists. So these people don't like to be attacked. They like people to leave them alone. And the way they do is they pressure you, they attack you, they vilify you, they make your life hard. And by making your life hard, you shut up, you go silent, and that's the game, that's how it works, right? And so they've used the same tactics on me. They've gone through my bins, they've taken pictures of my house and posted it on the net. They've even posted letters through my door in the middle of the night saying, we're watching you. And they've actually physically beaten me up. So I've dealt with these people, right? So I know how they operate, I know that they operate, and I've read about it. It's a sure way of knowing it. I'm not MI5, I don't know, I'm not an intelligence agency. I can't bug people's phones. I can't track them. Have people following anyone. I don't know. It's a hunch, and that's where I'm going on, right? But last and most revealing is this. I had a call, and since then it's not been the only person. Now I won't mention the name of this person, right? But this person is a very, very, very famous Muslim female. Now I'm not going to mention who it is out of respect for her. But I tell you this, right? She called me up and she was in tears. And she said, Asghar, I'm being targeted. I'm alone, I have a child, and they're coming into my house, whoever these people are, right? And remember, this woman is very vocal on the Palestine issue, yeah? And she said, they're targeting my house and my children. They're moving things around. This is her words, roughly, from what I can recall. They're moving things around my house. When I come back, how I left the house is different. They are trying to send a message to me. And it really, really upset her. It really was an awful thing to do to a human being, and it is, there's no doubt about it. You enter someone's house, you tell them that there is nowhere that is safe from you. I can enter your house and I can do anything to you, and no one will believe you. Yeah? And that's what happened with this woman. When she told me, she said, I've told other Muslims, and they've been skeptical. But because I knew, I had some form of it, some experience, I've read about it, I knew, no, hold on, there's some truth to this. Yeah? And this lady's not a liar. I'm sad, she should have told the whole world about what happened to her, right? Anyway, so now if it happens to me, and that's what I thought straight away, I thought, well, these guys, this is their form, this is their game, and that's how you learn. If you're a Muslim in this game, you always got to learn, you've got to adapt. When something happens to someone, you always got to think, well, hold on, what would I do in that situation? If this has happened, why are they doing it? What's their game plan? How am I going to respond? And my game plan is simple. You do that to me, and I'm going to tell the people about it. Now, I know their next game plan, their next reaction, it's bound to happen. They have only one way to operate. Yeah, they're in a corner. Yeah, someone's calling them out and saying, you are intimidating by going to people's houses and harassing Muslims. The way they have to respond is saying, no, you're a liar, you're mad, you're kook, you're crazy. And that's exactly how they operated on Twitter and on the press and stuff like that about me. Now, again, I say this very simply. I say, I don't know. I don't know. It's not someone's come in my house, shook my hand, I'm a Zionist, I'm just going to, move stuff around in your house, yeah? But I'm making a reasoned, educated call, a judgment. And that educated call should be taken at least seriously, because someone is trying to intimidate Muslim speakers. It's not about me. I don't care if you're moving stuff around my house. It's going to be tidier than what it was before, right? And next time, can you tidy my desk up, guys? But the fact of the matter is, if they're doing it to me, and if I don't say it, then they're going to do it to other Muslims. And they're always going to feel, inside they're going to feel scared. Because that's what happened to that other Muslim leader. She was so scared, she didn't want to tell no one. She didn't want to say nothing to no one. Well, no. I'm going to tell people. You do it to me. And not because I want any non-Muslim to believe me. I don't care if you believe me. I don't care if the Zionists, they're never going to believe. But to my Muslim brothers, I know there's a lot of Muslim brothers out there who will believe what I say, that's really is for you guys. I don't care what they think. You're the guys that are being victimized. You're the ones that are going to attack. You're the ones that are trying to silence and gag and frighten. So know that if they've done it to me, brother, they're probably some point in the future they're going to do it to you. And if they do it to you, expose it. Because there's only so much they can hide this stuff. If more and more people come out and say, hey, hang about, this is odd, then the government, the police are going to have to act. And if they don't act, and let's face it, they probably won't want to act, they'll probably, maybe even part and parcel of it, probably be happy about it, considering the Islamophobia that's currently within the Tory party. But if they don't act, then that can be called out as more evidence of the Islamophobic, racist nature of the system, that Muslims can be intimidated in their own houses and the system does not take them seriously. And all your games about trying to ridicule me ain't going to work, because you don't understand. I don't really care what you think about me. I don't really care what anyone thinks about me. What I really care about is this not happening to some other Muslim brother or some other Muslim sister. I'm not going to let you get away with doing something to other Muslim brothers and sisters. Whatever you want to do to me, do it. I'm already prepared for it. But you're not going to do it undercover, harassing, intimidating, destroying the lives of that Muslim sister who called me. She was in tears about it, right? It really, really affected her. And it broke my heart to hear about it, right? I'm not going to let you do that to anyone else. You want to do it, then that's fine. Then people are going to know about it. Other Muslims are going to be more and more aware of what you dirty, nasty things you're doing. You've got to remember, this is just a Facebook post on Facebook, just by me, right? About my hunch that this is someone trying to intimidate me, yeah? Some group trying to intimidate me. Now, you've got to understand this. The type of people that got involved in this Twitter campaign, right, are... I'm talking, and not just Twitter, I mean, it ended up on the newspapers. The Independent posted about it. Now, this is the funniest thing. I'm talking famous people like Louise Mensch, or whatever her name is, right, from pro-Israel nutcase, who actually writes, I think, for The Sun. Majid Nawaz, Uncle Tom Nutjob, yeah? Adil Ray, Citizen Khan, that Uncle Tom. I mean, I'm talking about Daniel Finkelstein, an editor for The Independent called me up. I mean, These people who made this story, you know, I mean, it went mad. I mean, it actually trended on Twitter for a little while. And you got to ask yourself, I thought to myself, why are they so interested in such a story, right? And the interesting thing is this, none of these guys, right, first, nearly all of them had a connection with Israel, right? But even the Uncle Tom, remember, Majid Nawaz gets funding from really, really pro-Israel supporters. So all of these guys nearly had connection with Israel. Why are they so upset? If it's nothing, if I'm a no one and I'm just making some stupid things up, surely no big deal, right? But they were upset, and they made it their business to try to ridicule this. Why are you so, you know, what are you trying to cover up? Why are you so desperate about making this into oh no, it can't be true? Why are you so shocked? And I'll say this to the non-Muslims who you know, believe a lot of these Zionist crazies, right? Why are you so shocked that a Zionist would try to intimidate or steal, you know, something from me? Man, they stole Palestine. You crazy? You know, what was this? But yeah, that's what I said to this independent journalist. She called me out. You'll see her article, no doubt, insulting me and cussing me down, calling me a crazy or whatever, right? In the Independent soon enough, yeah. But the funny thing is this: she goes to me, oh, so you think the Zionists? You really think the Zionists? First she asked me, she goes to me, oh, maybe the cat took it. Yeah, or maybe the cat did take it. Yeah, I don't know how it got out the house with it, since we got double glazing. Ain't no cat flap, right? Yeah. Okay, all right. So it's a good call. I'll ask the cat about that.
Where's the other shoe?
Oh yeah, then she says to me, so you really think, you know, a kind of incredulous, you know, voice of hers, oh, you really think the Zionists took it? Yeah, you know, there's a very good chance. Man, what do you mean they took it? They're stealing people's homes, love. You know, in Palestine, shoe ain't no big deal for those guys, is it? Are you crazy? You know, they kill Palestinian children and steal their organs. Look it up on Google, it's a fact. They got caught out stealing young children's organs after they murdered them, so they could sell their trade in an illegal organ, you know, to some poor guy who needed an organ transplant. I mean, that is what they do, and you're making out as if, like, oh my God, you know, they're not going to steal a shoe. Man, they steal countries. Are you crazy? These famous people come out and attacking me and trying to delegitimize the story, right? And trying to make me out into some sort of kook, some sort of crazy, right? Okay, fine. That's their game, and that's fine. You know, they got to play their game. You know, if they don't play that game, then Israel's going to get hurt. Zionists can't operate, intimidate Muslims, because it's all out in the open, right? And Muslims got to play our game, right? And this is the bit that I find kind of just proves how bad Muslim organisations, Muslim leaders are in this game, right? Their whole team comes out and attacks me and says, no, it's not true, you're mad, right? Maybe I am mad, right? And our Muslim team, right, nowhere to be seen. How can journalists, pro-Israel journalists from the Times, from New York be calling me up, from, you know, their pale little puppet monkeys like Majid Nawaz be trying to call me out, right? But our Muslim leaders hiding under the bed. You know, they're the ones that are going to get done over tomorrow, yeah? They're the ones that are supposed to be fighting for you. They're the ones that are supposed to be defending you. And where are they? And that's Muslim brothers, and I'm really speaking to young Muslims now, that's what you've got to change. Don't worry about old Muslim leaders. They're rubbish. They've got no guts. They've got no courage. There's nothing of value that you can learn from them. You be the next leaders and be brave. You know, be strong. Don't be frightened by these people. Don't think that there's some leadership out there protecting you. They ain't protecting you. You have to be the leader. If you're listening and you're a young Muslim, you stand up. You be the leader. Yeah, you be the next guy who's going to lead your brothers and sisters, and let them follow someone with some credibility, some integrity, some honesty. I ain't me. I don't even consider myself a good Muslim. I know myself better than anyone else out there. Man, I've got flaws coming out my ear holes, right? So, you know, I'm not your guy, right? My only good thing I've ever really done in my life is I care really, really deeply about my Muslim brothers. I don't like seeing oppression of anyone, right? So that's my only redeeming fact. Everything else I do in my life is pretty rotten, to be honest. I'm being pretty honest about it, right? But there's a lot of guys out there, a lot better than me. Do the thing, stand up. Don't worry about your old Muslim leaders. Don't worry about your mosque leaders. They're never going to stand up for you. These Muslim groups that you're funding, looking up to. Don't worry about them. Stop funding them. Fund some young Muslims. You know, get together with your friends. Start a group up. You know, you can organise. You can make a difference in this country.
There's my shoe. How did it get there? She's trying to make a run for it. Quick, get her! Get her! Where's my other shoe?